welcome to week 12 of our Cork City Marathon training plan. Again, as always, I'm joined by our esteemed regular guest, Brian Ahern. Welcome back. How are you?
Good to be back. Your welcomes are getting better every week, in fairness to you.
After work on it, it takes a week to get these ready. And of course, we are joined by our maestro, Ken Nason. Ken, how are you?
Very good.
All good for this week,
Yeah.
lads. Are we all happy to be back? We're a week now. We're nearly there.
Peak marathon training now.
Yeah, next 2 weeks are vital, people. Next 2 weeks are vital. So we will flake straight into it because we have a few good questions as well today. Ken, let's get the plan.
Okay, week 12, we're getting right up there now. So as usual, Monday is a rest day. Tuesday is 35 to 40 minutes, easy pace conversational. Wednesday, we have a workout. We're going with warm up 15 minutes and Damian's warm down of 15 minutes. And in between that, we're going 10 by 1 minute efforts with 90-second recovery. So maximum effort on that would be about 75 to 80%. Thursday and Friday is rest days again. Saturday would be 35 to 40 minutes. We're upping the long run a bit this week, which is 2 hours and 40 to 2 hours and 50 minutes. Next week will be our longest run, where we'll probably be aiming towards 250 to 3 hours. And then after that, we'll be kind of stepping it down again.
Yeah, because we're getting, lads, it is extremely close now, and that's the thing. And again, we say this every week, and I would harp this every week. Make sure now in these long runs that you have everything ready, i.e. the gear you're planning to wear in Cork. Test it all out now between this week and next week, and make sure there is no chafing, that everything is working. Your gels are in your in your pouch and everything like that, that it all works, because now is a time for things to go wrong on that side that can be easily rectified.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Just to take us back to the Wednesday night session, Ken. So I guess it's 10 by 1. Can you explain that one? Maybe, it sounds short reps, but there's obviously a reason for it.
Yeah, we're introducing these 1 minutes now just to kind of get turnover into the legs, because like legs might be very heavy now from doing all these runs and long runs, but it's just to get a bit of pep and stuff. 10 by 1 minute off 90 seconds. And kind of effort would be no more than 80%.
Yeah, okay. They're a good session as well to actually loosen out the legs. And I do enjoy it, because even though I know the minute, like the time does fly in it, but it's not an easy session either. By the time you're finished it, you are tired in it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's okay. 1 minute so short,
it's
but
very
it does,
deceiving. It is very deceiving, because the 1 minute recovery goes very fast. And I always say this, think of it this way. You effectively, even though there's 90 seconds recovery, all right, you go, and I know this sounds silly, but your minute is actually probably about 1 minute and 5 seconds by the time you actually finish down. And then your recovery, when you're kicking back into the minute after 90 seconds, it's about 5 seconds of a build up again. So it nearly works out at 1 minute 10 seconds and 80 seconds, even though I'm not recommending this, but it's just the way it naturally works. So it is not an easy session. So don't be going and thinking like, that's nothing. It's still a proper session. You still need to fuel right for it. You still need to make sure you actually are rested and you're ready for it.
Yeah. And just walk. Don't stand between the minutes, because you'll stiffen up. Just kind of walk / slow jog between them.
And the Sunday run, obviously, like, again, we're up to as you said, nearly the longest weeks now at this stage. Again, like I'd be saying to people, slow it down. As Damien said there, plan your route, plan your fueling, plan your hydration, plan your gear, plan your breakfast the morning of the, again, bring in all that stuff, what you're going to eat the day before. And fueling makes a massive difference, as we've been saying. Pace, obviously, get your pace right. It's no time to be a hero now either, between injuries and, losing time in training. Like, again, and we've been saying this, it's as important to arrive at the start line to not get there. So again, just take it steady on Sunday, I would think.
Yeah, 100%. Cannot agree with you more. So look, again, be sensible, be smart with it, and it's the most important thing to do with it. And Ken, is your exact words, the words "don't be a hero" are very, very true. Stick to what you plan, and then So again, Tuesday, 35 to 40 minutes.
Kenny's giving you praise for
I know. I was
he just won't give me praise, Ken. We're back to normal now.
Interrupt him.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, I'll go back to the plan there, lads, if you don't mind. All right.
Keep going, Damien. You're doing a great job.
So 15-minute warm up, 10 by 1 minute, 90 seconds easy, and then a 15-minute cool down. And then on Saturday, 35 to 40 minutes, and on Sunday, 2 hours 40 to 2 hours 50. So that's the plan for this week, for next week coming. So enjoy it, get out there, and look, hopefully the weather's going to be kicking up, so it should be a bit of fun with it. Again, get a group if you can, it'll make it a hell of a lot easier as well. Right, move on, lads. Competition last week. We had a lovely prize of our recovery cream and my favorite foam roller you can get. And we did the draw for that at Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. And here is the result. And congratulations to the winner. Give us a shout there on Instagram or Facebook, and we will be in contact with you and we'll get that prize to you. But well done. Hopefully they will get you in good stead for the race day. Now, lads, I got another competition.
This is getting crazy. I mean, like, we're just spoiling people still.
Spoiling people.
12 weeks in, and there's been a competition every week.
Yeah, exactly. And the lads actually never know what the prize is till I actually announce it here. So when they hear it, they find out as well. This week we have a pair of Gooder sunglasses to give away.
Nice.
So
with the weather at the moment, it'd be very handy.
It will be very handy. So a pair of Gooder sunglasses. Have a look at the picture, will be coming up here in a second for it. So they are a really, really comfortable running glass, really light, really, and I mean, I actually do wear them as well. They're a lovely glass, so really nice. That is the prize for this week. All you need to do as usual, subscribe to the show, comment down below, and you're in the draw for that. And we will do that draw on 8 a.m. on the Saturday morning. So great prize. And another reason to listen to myself, Brian, and Ken yap on about running. And with that, Brian, we will go to the questions.
Question time. I just drag them up again there. The phone shuts down just when you delete it. Okay, question 1. Hi all. For next week's marathon episode, could you discuss aerobic and anaerobic training stress, please? i.e., what the values mean and when to pull back to prevent injury? Thank you. That's quite a question now, because I think for a lot of beginners and, you know, first timers, aerobic and anaerobic training might be hard to understand even. So,
yeah. So, Ken, look, right. If you want to give us, all right, I'll say straight off before we go into it. All right, marathon training, 99% of the time you are in aerobic state. You are never in an anaerobic state. Pretty much marathon runners, unless you are Eliud Kipchoge or, you know, a few of the very fast who are knocking out 400 meters and very fast pace. Cade,
maybe just to take a step back.
Yeah, and we're going to go back. Yeah, we're going to go to that. But I'm just giving that a heads up first. Ken will give a definition of what they are so that people will know what they are. But just to preempt it, marathon runners are very little in the anaerobic state. Ken?
So yeah, so most of marathon training is aerobic state, right? Completely. A lot of the anaerobic state is to do with like middle distance runners, kind of 800, 400 or 400 meter repeats downwards, right? Where you are training your body to be able to do shorter efforts without oxygen, right? But for the purposes of marathon training, you're more concerned about training your aerobic threshold rather than the actual anaerobic threshold.
I think just to even break it down further into layman's terms, I'd kind of describe it as aerobic, which you described as marathon, is like developing your endurance more, that you can, you're not flat out, you're not sprinting or going too fast, you're just lengthening the distance you can run at a slower pace in some ways.
For longer,
for longer, where anaerobic is sprinters, kind of like weightlifting, is this all fast movement that is just very snappy, nearly explosive. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So, you know, a minute, like, and that's where Ken, we was briefly talking before, and like, is where Ken might get the lads to do 60-minute 400. That's anaerobic state. That's where you are in it. You're not going much more than that, though. I can tell you that much, because it is very, very tough.
Yeah, slow and controlled wins all the time, but like, in terms of marathon.
With that, like, and I think, Brian, what was the last part of the question?
Sorry, could you discuss aerobic and anaerobic training stress, please, i.e. what the values mean and when to pull back to prevent injury.
Okay, so like I think they're it's not kind of slightly relevant to injury because we're never in the anaerobic state. So you're not going to worry about the anaerobic state. In the aerobic state, there's most important things. One, and this is obvious, listen to your body. Listen to how your body. Are you screaming halfway through your run with an injury or anything like that? All right. That's one thing that you can reduce the stress from aerobic state. Just listen to your body. Take a rest days if you need it. Take an extra rest day if you need it. Make sure you go to
Regular physio,
physio, sports massage. These are all things that
strength
you
and
can do.
conditioning, etc. Yeah.
So like this is all going to aid your aerobic state.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to hold it for a long endurance time. So
focus on the aerobic really is the key here.
That's all you're going to have to worry about. And like I can say in all my years of running, very, 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 very rarely have I ever been in an anaerobic state.
And with our plan that we're giving you the 4 days a week, we're balancing that. If you follow our plan and you're going for the target marathon, 5 hours, whatever thing, you will not overdo it because we have rest days incorporated in.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
And
Okay,
just to touch on that, if the anaerobic state, if you're beat out from running and you need to take it, go for a swim on one of the days. Cross training. We said this before. Cross train instead of it one of the days.
So something that's non-impact.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Question number 2. So great feedback this week. Might be a silly question. There's no silly question, I would say straight away there anyway. But if the weather is as hot as last year, should you avoid coffee, tea that morning of the race or stick with it if you do it before every morning training session?
Stick with it is my honest answer.
You're
just going to be all week, you're just increasing your fluids anyway.
I would say the most important thing about if it's like last year would be more adjust your plan on the day as opposed to adjusting what you do, as in like, if it's extremely hot, you may need to forget that PB effort, or you may need to just pull it back slightly, or that's your gear, you might have to wear a hat or something like that,
sunglasses,
sunglasses, etc. that were good pun
there you go, win the sunglasses.
But I just, as you said, I think stick to the plan of what you're doing,
because
hydrate, fuel, the same
simple pleasures make this very worthwhile. And first, people in the morning, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I know people who are, and some people that coffee morning is one of the best things, you know what I mean, to get them up and out the door. And if that is the case, do not change it, because you need to be keeping your temperament and your mood as relaxed as you possibly can. And do not try to do anything to pee yourself off to make it that bit harder. Hydrate on the day. As Brian said, best point Brian has ever made. On the day, knock it back if it's hot. That is the most important thing. If you're going for 4 hours, right, let's be sensible and let's go for 4 or 5, 4, 10, and just enjoy the day and make a bit more fun with it.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Great podcast, guys. Thanks. Quick question. When you say a race is possible, i.e. a half, in the place of a long run on a Sunday, should we be concerned if we are not hitting the 2:30 to 2:40 hours of running on the Sunday if we run a half? Should we be prioritizing time or distance? I ran the Wexford half last week, but didn't make up the 2.5 hours for Sunday's run. I know the answer to that straight away anyway. Once, Ken, you're smiling.
Yeah, it's because it was important for you to get a race in to break up your training. It's not about long runs every single weekend.
100%. This is the week this is the week you make up for it. You get out and you do your long run. That race is vital. For one, Brian has said this, and I know this is probably going to your point, Brian. You need to sometimes just race in marathon training, and it can be, even for your mind and for everything, so much better, and it gets you into the race mode. It gets you used to taking gels in a race and drinks in a race and everything like that. You probably done the half marathon. You might have done a mile or two, a mile beforehand, a mile after, something like that as well. So you've still got plenty of miles in.
Yeah, well, that was going to be my point, actually. Sorry, was there a warm up included there? Was there a cool down included there? So, is the two, whatever the distance was and time was that just the race, or was there a bit more either side? And if there was, great,
And if it's not, you've done a good race, and be very happy that you've got around
Yeah.
and I hope you enjoy the race. And now you go out this weekend, you've had a nice race. You're not in any worse shape. You're in better shape after that race, if anything, and go out now this weekend and attack this run.
Yeah, look, it depends as well. Like, I mean, look, okay, we're getting a bit closer now. I don't know if people are planning racing maybe this weekend or the following weekend as part of their long run. Like, just to use my own experience, like I did a 10-miler in the build up to my marathon, but did 8 miles beforehand. So obviously that wouldn't be normal, but I just forewent the race just as a part of a long run. So look, it depends on everybody individually, but I would say a race for confidence alone is a good thing. So no damage done
No
whatsoever.
damage done last week, which would now be
Yeah.
nearly 2 weeks ago. No damage. I do think this week, as in the week we're in now, and next week, so week 12 and week 13, are the most valuable weeks. And that's why the race is not on the calendar anymore, as in on the thing. This is the weeks now that mileage. You can add a race, but you have to get the time on your feet.
Yeah.
And it has to be done either side of it.
Build it in beforehand or something like that. And yeah, it's great. It's a great way of doing it though.
It's brilliant, yeah.
Okay. Next and last question. Another great video. Thanks for all the effort you were putting in here, gents. Brian, well done in Manchester. Unreal time. Question for you. I can't do the full this year. Had to step back due to grade 2 tear in the calf. It's healed almost completely now. I've ran 2 5Ks, a 10K, and Ballintolis was my first race back. Have I enough time to train for a sub 2-hour half in Cork? I did 2:04 last December, but I know my fitness has dropped a bit since then. There's a lot in that, isn't there? So I'll kind of go through it again very briefly there.
Yeah.
I can't do the full, had to step back due to grade 2 tear in the calf. It's healed almost completely now. I've ran 2 5Ks, a 10K, and Ballintolis was my first race back. Have I enough time to train for a sub 2 half in Cork? I did 2:04 last December, but I know my fitness has dropped.
Can I start with a point of, and I would like this person to give us a message if they don't mind, because I would love to know what they did, what they done the 5 or the 10K and the 4 mile in
Time-wise, yeah.
time-wise.
That would help. That would help.
That would help us, because I'm not going to. I mean this. I'm not trying to not answer the question. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, you have plenty of time to do."
It also, yeah, you're right.
You could have
100% right.
when you could have done a 10K in an hour and a half, and I'm just using that as an example. Do you know, that kind of way? So
yeah.
I don't know is my honest answer to you, and I think Ken, you would probably be the same boat as that.
Yeah, you need to know specifics like where you're at over 10K and 5K to answer that question right now. Yeah.
And I also think as well, to add to that, exactly like that, you're 100% right there. But I think to add to that also, like, is this person coming off zero? As in, like, it says there, have I enough time to train for subject? But like, is this person already doing something, or is there some bit of base there, or are you starting from scratch? You know, that will make,
my honestly, send us a message.
Yeah.
Give us just a little breakdown of your 10K and your 4 mile in Ballintolis, what times you done in them. And again, when was the last time you've trained, as in, was this great, was this tear 3-4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Is it very fresh? So just give us a little bit more information and we will be happy to help you with an answer with that. And again, there's a lot of parameters in that, but
but a great question too, though, in fairness. Yeah.
And look, these things have to be asked. And I do think it can be easily answered. We just need a fraction more information.
Yeah. Okay, that's the last of the questions.
Okay, brilliant, lads. Right. So plan again briefly. Brian, do you have it in front of you, or will I go away? As Ken has done one, I've done one. Do you want to do it once before we go?
Okay, so Monday rest day, Tuesday 35 to 40 minutes easy. See, you tried to catch me out there, but you didn't. You thought you had me. Wednesday, warm up and a cool down of 15 minutes, 10 by 1 minute with a 90 seconds recovery. Saturday, 35 to 45 minutes easy. And Sunday, your long run is 2 hours 40 to 2 hours 50. Voila. Done.
Voila. Done, dusted, week.
Nice try, but you didn't catch me out there. I take my notes, you see, I write down stuff.
He's a good boy. He's very good since he came back from Manchester. Lads, okay, another week down. Again, make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below to enter the competition for the Gooder glasses, which is going to be a lovely prize for all the sunshine we're going to have in the next few months. Ken, thank you very, very much again
you.
for joining us every week. And Brian, thank you. And we will talk to you again on Monday.
All right.
Lads, thank you all.
Have a
Cheers,
good
everyone.
week,
Bye.
everyone. Have a good week.